I'm going to adjust my screen a little bit. Welcome to a strength training workout that's built totally around compound movements. My name is Kaylee. We're going to start on the back with the knees bent. The equipment that you will want to have handy is a set of dumbbells. I'm going with 5 pounds today. My body's a little bit fatigued. I've already done some movement. But feel free to challenge yourself. Maybe have a couple options in terms of weight so that you can adjust up or down, depending on how your body's feeling. All right, with that out of the way, meet me on your back with your knees bent. Just take a moment to settle into your space. The more present that you are, the more effective our workout can be, because the more you'll end up connecting to your muscles and your joints as you move. And there's some really awesome research showing that neural mapping, so our ability mentally to bring awareness into a part of the body, actually produces a better level of engagement or muscle activation in those areas. Let's just take a couple breaths here to really fully land, breathing in, letting your belly fill. If you want, you can open your mouth for your exhale, let it go. Maybe feel the shoulders relax a bit. And take one more long breath like that. Let the belly fill, let the chest expand, let the breath and energy kind of swirl around your body. And then let it go through the nose or the mouth. You can blink the eyes open. We're going to keep the toes down, lift your hips up, and then lift the heels up. So just a little heel elevation right here. Feel free to adjust. I've got to walk my feet a little closer in so that you can take some calf raises here. Reach your arms straight up toward the ceiling and then circle through your wrists. We're just going to warm up the wrists and the hands since we'll be holding some dumbbells. Switch the direction of those wrist circles. You're still doing that heel raise. And then keep both heels lifted. Bring your left palm, face it toward the ceiling. Take your right hand on top of the left fingers. Very gently, just apply a little bit of overpressure with the right hand to open up the left wrist. And then switch sides. Right palm faces up, right wrist faces out. Use your left hand to gently press down through the right fingers or that knuckle that's connected to your palm. Nice, go ahead and lower everything all the way down. We're going to take a little bit of a bridge variation. You'll come up into bridge, but reach your right arm up and then across the body to the left. Rotate your torso to the left. So the right shoulder comes all the way up. You're twisting as you lift the hips. Come back down and then switch sides. So right arm reaches up and to your left. Alternating side to side is a great movement to warm up the whole back side of the body and also get a little bit of thoracic rotation. So this twist coming through the ribs, breathing in, breathing out. This is it for the warm-ups. So just a couple more taps in each direction. Press that outer foot down. Work your way to standing in 4, or actually we'll come to plank. 3, 2, and 1. Lower the hips. Take your time to transition up and into a high push-up position. You can do high push-up on your knees, or you can do it on your palms. The way this workout is going to look is we're going to hold high plank or plank variation for anywhere from 45 to 60 seconds. So if you feel the body starting to fatigue, feel free to drop the knees. The goal is not to keep the knees up. The goal is to connect to your abdominals. Reach forward through the crown of the head without moving the heels back. Feel like you're lengthening back through the heels. You might feel the quads light up. Press the floor down and away. Lengthening through your lower back. You might even find a tiny tuck to the tailbone if that feels good. And lift the lower abdominals up and in. Just here for 10 more seconds. Last 5, we're going to grab the dumbbells and stand up in 3, 2, 1. Find your dumbbells, carefully pick them up. We're gonna take it to a squat with an overhead lift. So feet are gonna be roughly hips distance apart here. You're gonna take a squat down, bend at the knees, hinge at the hips. And then as you stand up, bring those dumbbells to your shoulders and press them straight up. And the dumbbells back down, squat it down, and then take it up. So once you get the hang of it, take the first couple reps nice and slow. And then once you feel like you've got the hang of this movement, feel free to speed it up a little bit, but not going so fast that you lose your connection to your muscles. As you lift the dumbbells up, I want you to rotate the wrists in whatever direction feels best for you. So you can see for me, the lower half, I like my palms facing in, and the upper half, I like my palms facing forward. You can absolutely keep the palms facing in for this whole movement, but push the dumbbells up toward the ceiling when you stand and press the feet down into the floor. So every time you stand up, take it tall. The benefit of doing compound movements where we're moving a bunch of different joints through the movement is we're engaging a lot of different muscle groups. So it makes the workout really efficient. And there's also definitely a cardiovascular element. So get kind of close to that spot where you're feeling pretty fatigued, not the spot where you start to lose your form, but maybe where you have to start to slow down a little bit. Deep breaths, just 10 more seconds like this. And then we're going to take it back to plank. This time we'll be on the forearms. So, whew. For 3, 2, and 1. Set the dumbbells out of your way. I'm done with this top layer. And then we've got another 60 seconds in plank. Remember, you can absolutely have the knees down, but we'll come onto the elbows this time. So forearms down. Lengthen through the back of the neck. So your entire spine is nice and long here. We're not arching the back, not really rounding unless it feels good to take a tiny tuck to the tailbone. Sometimes that helps keep a little bit more awareness in the core. You relax through the jaw, unclench through your molars. Remember, your option is absolutely to be on the knees here. Last 20 seconds like this. With the compound movements, we actually ask a lot from our heart. The heart has to pump pretty fast to deliver oxygen and nutrients to all the different muscles that we're using. Just here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that plank go. Relax the abdominals for a second. Find your dumbbells. Got a different movement. We're going to take a B stance deadlift with a row. Bring your right foot slightly forward in front of the left. Feet are hips distance apart still. So your ankles are underneath your hips. You're not on a tightrope here, more on railroad tracks. This movement is really focusing on the hips. So bring your awareness into your hip joints. You're going to soften the knees only so that you can send your butt back. So pause when those dumbbells are right below your right knee. Push into your right foot and then pull the elbows up toward your side body. Keep looking straight forward. Straighten the arms and then stand all the way up tall. Hinge at the hips, soften the knees so that you can send your booty back. Back stays long. Bend your elbows. Straighten the arms. Push into the right foot to stand all the way up tall. So multi-part movement. Keep going like that. It's okay if you mix it up a little bit. In this case, the target tissue is the right back thigh and glute region, as well as the arms and shoulders and lats. We'll do this one for a little bit longer. Got a 90-second round of this because we're doing 2 different movements, right? Send your butt back, keep the lower back long. Very key to get this hip hinge motion is to keep sending the tailbone back. Stand up tall every time you rise. All right, that's 60 seconds in, 30 more. Moving nice and controlled through this pattern of movement. Not rushing anything. Pressing that right foot down to stand up tall. Hug those dumbbells up and in. Stay long in the sides of the neck through the whole movement. So you're lengthening the crown of the head away from your sternum the whole time. Do one more clean rep here. Okay, set the dumbbells down, taking it right back into a plank. Come onto the forearms and bring your legs back behind you. Option here, 60 seconds in your plank. Option to reach the right arm forward and tap the fingers and then come back. Separate your feet a little wider if you're taking this option with me. Take your time with it. Remember, you could still be on your knees. In fact, that feels like a great place for me to be today. Try and minimize the movement of your hips and pelvis. Brace through your lower abdominals so that as you tap one hand, you're not shifting a ton of weight. Ooh. This one might be a 45-second. If I quit before you're done, if you feel like you've got more kind of fuel in the tank, know that we're not done with the workout, but also that you can stay a little longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let that go. Big breaths in and out. We're going to come back to that squat with a push. Option this time, same lower half movement. Option this time to rotate as you push. So come down for the center for your squat, and maybe you add a rotation. If you start moving and you feel like the top of movement just feels a little funky, give yourself permission to pause, to reset, to adjust your feet. Maybe you reduce the range of motion. So again, the goal is not how many reps you do, it's how connected you can be to your body, to your muscles, how strong of a contraction you can find in your legs, in your chest, in your arms. Grip the dumbbells firmly. Over halfway here. Remember, the rotation is totally optional. You could be right here, moving straight through the center. Maybe you spend, like me, some of the time rotating and some of the time straight down through the center. Either way is fine. Last 5. Squeeze the dumbbells. Finish this set strong. Keep hold of the dumbbells. We're going to take that V stance lunge on the other side. So this time your left foot is forward, right foot is back. Relax the arms a bit for a moment. Maybe you roll the shoulders out. Soft bend your knees, shift the weight to the front foot, send your butt back like you're trying to sit down on a chair back behind you and look forward over a ledge. Row the elbows up, straighten the arms and then stand tall. Hip hinge, row, straight arms, stand up tall. Keep going, shifting the weight to your left foot, pressing down firm through your left foot. You might even lift your right heel a little bit as you stand up. Every time you rise, stand up tall. Keep bracing through your lower abdominals. Sometimes I think about like if you were at a hardware store and you saw one of the folks who work there, sometimes they have that brace on that wraps around their whole lower trunk, like a girdle, right? To support the low back. Bring your awareness to that part of your body. Use all of those trunk muscles so you're not dumping into your lumbar spine here. Couple more clean reps in this set. We're coming back to plank. Take one more nice clean rep. And then we'll set the dumbbells down. Come back to your plank. All righty. The good news is we're almost done with planks. You choose this time, either on your hands or on your elbows. You can hold steady here with me or walk the feet together and step one foot out to the side and then the other foot out to the side. You could do this on the forearms as well. So forearm plank just feels better in your body, but you want to add that lateral lift of the leg or that lateral kind of side movement. Whether you're on your elbows or your palms push down into the floor. Maybe you let the shoulders kind of broaden out. Let them move away from the ribs. Maybe you pitch the hips up a little bit, experiment with that. That helps me find my abdominals a little bit more. So safe alignment is certainly number one, but then an alignment that lets you connect with the muscle group that we're working is definitely worth taking into consideration. So it's not so much what it looks like outside, it's what it feels like. Just here for 10 more seconds. We've got our squat to press in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, squat to press. Told you this would just fly by the hips distance. Take a squat, push the dumbbells up, then come right back down to starting. Remember, you can add that rotation if that felt good to you. Getting a little bit of oblique activation in there. Either way, your abdominals are on. Push the floor away with your feet. Stand tall every time you lift up. Really think about the force that you would need to generate if you were to throw your dumbbells straight up into the air. Don't do it. Bad idea. But imagine how you would have to push up to propel. So there's that follow through. And take it back through the center. You do you, keep pressing the feet down. And you get 5% more connected to your body here. And you move like 5% better with more intention, being more deliberate about how you're hinging your hips, how you're bending your knees. 10 more seconds like this. And done with that one. Okay. We're going to set up a different movement. Actually, we're going to do a regular deadlift with a row. Feet are hips distance apart. Just like our B stance. We're going to hinge the hips back, soft bend the knees. No need to come all the way to parallel. It feels better for me to stop right here. For you, it might be a little lower. Row the elbows once, straighten the arms, push down through both feet to stand tall. Hinge the hips back, bend the knees, bend the elbows, straighten the arms, and then straighten the legs. Keep going like that. One of the goals here with this hip hinge movement is to try and keep the knees from moving forward. So if we move the knee forward, we end up getting into the front of the thigh, the quadriceps. If you keep the knees going back and the hips going back, we're targeting the glutes and the hamstrings. We're here, we've got one more plank and then one more movement. And then we'll cool down. So almost done. Last 20 seconds like this. If you're feeling like you want to kind of burn out through the arms or just through the legs, you can just hold your rows for 10 or hold your deadlifts. Not moving faster than you can control that movement, not moving lower than you can keep that contraction for 3, 2, 1. Okay. 2 more moves and then we cool down. Plank with an option
of a bear crawl. So we're gonna do a plank on the palms with the knees hovering. This is where you could stay, no problem. Otherwise, you're gonna tap one toe out and then the other toe out. So kind of similar to what we did in a regular plank. Tuck the tailbone a little bit here. Maybe you walk the feet in a little closer. The knees are pretty close to your wrists. Keep pressing the floor down. It felt pretty cold in my house 20 minutes ago. I am no longer cold at all. If you're done before a minute's up, feel free to be done. Remember, we've got one more compound combo move. Just here for 10 more seconds. I'm just gonna lift and lower the heels, or lift and lower the knees real slow. Pressing into the big toe mound and the ball of the foot. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Final movement. We've got a sumo squat isometric hold and an alternating row. So you're gonna bring your dumbbells right down, kind of between the feet. Pretty wide stance, the butt's back, toes are slightly turned out. For me, 11 and 1 with the toes makes sense. Same deal, you're gonna lengthen through your lower back, draw in through your lower abdominals, and then row one elbow up, push the opposite dumbbell down, and then switch. So the dumbbell that's on the ground, push down. You've got a push and a pull. Extending the hips back, rooting down through all 4 corners of your feet. This is our final active movement. Probably I'm feeling a good burn in my quads. Definitely getting close to fatigue here. Stay long in the spine, don't compromise your form. Maybe you take some of those pursed lips exhales to bring a little bit more awareness into your abdominals and your pelvic floor. Ah, 15. We're landing on the hands and the knees in 10. I'm gonna get there early, I think. I'm done. Keep going if you can, keep going. Meet me on your hands and your knees. 3, 2, and 1. All right, set the dumbbells out of your way, palms underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Might feel good to kind of sway it side to side. Take that to round your spine, press the floor away, give your head a gentle shake. And then find cow, pull your heart through, scoop the tailbone up. Couple more, just moving through your cat-cow, soothing your spine and your central nervous system, hopefully. Taking those big breaths, feeling maybe the flow of blood through your body, that pump in your muscles. So we really worked pretty much every muscle group. The peripheral muscles just worked as a kind of accessory to those big joint movements that we were taking. So you've got some biceps in, got some calves in. All right, come to your back with your knees bent. We're going to take a little scarecrow arm, bring your arms to a goalpost shape here, and then just bring one hand toward the top of your mat as one hand drops down. Your palm and the back of your hand do not need to touch here. Bring the elbows out in line with the shoulders and just feel the shoulder move. And let the eyes close, or certainly let your gaze soften. So we deliberately stress the nervous system out when we do a workout like this. Purposeful stress, we might, if we're using like the terminology, use stress, good stress, it's growth motivated stress, but we want to bring the stress levels down. So that's what this dynamic, gentle movement is about. Bring your arms to whatever position feels comfy, a T, a goalpost, a W, and then bring your feet and your knees all the way together.
Drop the knees just a couple inches in each direction. A nice easy movement through your hips. Bring the knees into your chest, reach with your palms to catch the knees, bring the feet together and the knees out, and then bring the knees together. So just a little kind of butterfly flap of the legs here. You feel the hips and the pelvis, feel the knees and the ankles. All right, feet down again, windshield wiper, the knees bigger, side to side. See if you can slow this movement down. Go ahead and roll all the way over to either side, pausing in the fetal position on one side or the other. Let yourself kind of adjust there and then press up to a C. The eyes might stay closed down, you might blink them open. You take 3 cleansing breaths to finish practice. So drop the arms, inhale them around and up. Exhale the arms back down. Maybe you give yourself a little cross-body hug. 2 more. Inhale, reach up and around, a little taller. Exhale, drop them down. Last time, reach up real tall, bring the palms together over your head. And then exhale your hands right down through heart center. Awesome work. Thanks for working so hard, taking care of your body, getting your blood moving. I hope that that felt as good as possible to you.